Okay, good. This is on the right microphone. I don't have to adjust that. There we are. I do have to adjust that though. Never wants to be in the right spot. It could also be because that wasn't full screen. So, adjusting once more. Great start to stream, by the way. Hi, I am streaming Slay the Princess once again. This time, I'm going to try to do different routes this time. And I'm going to try to be a bastard about it. And let's see what we get. Let's see, you could probably hear that better than you
You're
can hear
on
me.
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about? Register, damn it.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Alright, and how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Alright, so... I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Make me.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I'm gonna lie and say, yeah, I definitely know.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong.
Hi, hero.
Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You say that.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Oh, absolutely not.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
That's not my problem.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Not doing it. Nothing doing. Not this round. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm just gonna keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
You say ever will, but if she's a world-ending princess...
And here
There's
we
not
go.
gonna be more
As you
people.
trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Ooh.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes.
Hi, cabin.
Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
That is true. Thank you for that.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
All right, here we go. Round 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
I
end
love
of
that
that path
narrator
is a
just
cabin.
built walls to frame.
And in the basement of that
going
cabin
into the cabin.
is a princess. You're here to slay her.
There is just so much comedy
If
in
you
that alone.
don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yeah, too bad he's listening in.
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Hi. This
The
voice
entire
is
world
fun.
ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
We can do a lot to ruin his day.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
I know something you don't know. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
I mean, why would that be a bad thing? Especially since, I want to see what happens this go around. Alright, with that out of the way. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Uh-huh, absolutely. Yeah,
You
no.
know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
What do you take me for?
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
I mean, being difficult for the sake of it is exactly what I'm doing, so...
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
How is the knife unaffected?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
I have been asking that question since the beginning.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Right. The music is getting a little louder than the voices, so I'm gonna turn it down just a tad. And now I can turn
You
auto
can't
back
just
on.
say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Will it though?
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Like,
Ho ho ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
are we though?
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Yeah,
Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
you got a point there.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
I don't think I will.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Spoken like a true cosmic horror
What you're
protagonist.
seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good.
I don't think you are.
Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Yeah. There's a mirror.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
There absolutely is.
You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
I'm with the contrarian. It's like, why would you lie about that?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
We're gonna approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I feel like in one of these routes, the mirror is definitely real. Why did this get out of
This
auto?
really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I've never actually
But
seen
it was there a
myself.
second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
We're taking the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that.
How should I
Then
hold
how are we
it?
supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
You look more like a
It really
badass if
doesn't
you hold the
matter how
gun
you hold the
sideways.
blade,
You know that,
As
right?
long as you have it. Just make a choice.
We're gonna hold the blade the other way
Switch
just to
your
make
grip
him
on
happy.
the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
We're gonna take the knife this time. As much as I would like to throw it out the window, we'll save that for another time.
The door to the
Ooh.
basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
We'll get there eventually.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once.
Ugh, migraine
Odor
inducing.
that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
You're not wrong.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
No, just that we have a knife.
There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Okay, I like you. Let's see. Do we take the harsh stairs, the center stairs, or the soft stairs? Well, no harm splitting the difference.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
That's assuming I make it to the end of this one.
And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways.
You've got us lost.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
I absolutely do not.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Oh.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal.
Oh.
Skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. At the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Oh, shit. Hi.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Most unsettling
Well,
so
that was a trip,
far.
But now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
You're such a little shit.
You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
And yet here you are. How strange.
Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so blank. I have no idea who she is.
That's kind of the point,
Isn't
I
that
think.
fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
I'm
Oh.
tired of waiting for an answer.
Hi.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
She can.
Don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
I have not
Does it
been here
matter?
before. Not in
Yes,
this run.
it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to
Oh,
do
this
it
is
now.
absolutely too late.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I like you. Uh-huh. Why are both of those? Oh, it's highlighting multiple. What? I'm getting you out of here. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything, and slay the princess all at once. We gotta see what this does.
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
Oh!
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
So the middle path was wrong.
All at once you charge forward, not keen to throw the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything
There we go.
witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing
Oh.
and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
No, we broke it.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others,
They just don't fit.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere.
Right?
I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I'll do my best. And there she goes. You don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else. The illusion of choice was the achievement
She's
for that one.
Where did she go?
Illusion of
Try and
choices,
find her?
right?
Oh, there's that mirror again.
That
Why
was
is it there?
that was
Why
several
now?
shades of fucked up. I loved it. The narrator's gone.
Yes. Does that mean the world ended?
That means something.
What the hell are we supposed to do?
I think I'm supposed to look in the
Something
mirror.
dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Gonna.
No. Don't do that. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Well, too bad. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. The mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Jump scare time. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Hi, Vita. We're proceeding to the cabin. You are at the cabin. And as we approach,
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
It's going pretty well. I'm
I'm
streaming
sorry
early
that
because I
you met
can't
this
sleep.
vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I don't think you should be apologizing because I chose this route on purpose. Maybe shouldn't have done it first, but I did. Are you what sent me to slay the prince? What are you? What trapped me
I
here?
have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
So is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
You raise a good point. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
I am indeed playing a scary game again. I absolutely adore this. I cannot wait to play Scarlet Hollow again, but I want to play more of this first. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I suppose not. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Alright, so make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
I won't.
You won't.
God, I hate the breaking glass noise. I hate it so much. Bring the stranger to her. A spiral vessel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is
There's
a
a princess.
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, so this one we are going to just kill her cheerfully. Thanks for telling me
Don't
what to do.
mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
You don't get a say this time.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yep, and we're gonna take it.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I wonder
Door
what
to
path
the
it puts me
basement
on if I just
creaks
straight up
open,
kill her.
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Or
This
attempt
is
to.
an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
So you say. We're just gonna
Good.
continue
You're
downstairs.
still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
We're just,
You step forward, your grip on the blade
No
tightening
response.
as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
this was a very short-sighted plan.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed.
We're gonna.
If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
She's so startled by that.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
I think
Yes.
this might be Spectre
Even as she lays
or
there
Nightmare
dying,
route.
she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
You know it's not.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
Oh, there's lots of things he's not telling us.
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
You don't know much about liches, do you?
You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Teeth.
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life.
I deserved it.
I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah. But
I
I
can assure you
died.
that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then
I just
maybe
love
it's
how
best to
annoying the
keep it that
narrator
way.
gets with us.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Yeah, she is. She totally is.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
No, she's not. Especially
yeah,
not
that's
this one.
exactly what you told us last time. You said this
Well-
whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
No, we won't.
A warning before you go any further.
I'm skipping this.
The interior of the cabin is a...
Skip. Because we did all this one last time. We're taking the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It sure would be.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Oh, buddy, you have no idea what's coming. You're just ignoring that mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yeah, maybe.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something.
I need to
told
make
you.
use of the quick save more often.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
No.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me.
I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
She don't.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Yeah, I know she does.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
So, this is absolutely going to end in my death. Actually, I wonder what'll happen if I do this. I'm not trusting this. Bye.
It's boring if you leave.
I know.
She's bored?
That's the point.
That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion.
This would technically be
Well,
her
I guess she
being
did have a
quote
knife of her
unquote
own after all.
unarmed.
How
Because she doesn't have
conciliatory
an
of you.
arm anymore.
We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
Idiot.
And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them.
I
with
live in
something
my
between
head with a bunch
annoyance
of
and
morons.
confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense.
I'm left-handed now on the
She's
cursor.
much
That's
better at this than she was
that's
last time.
fantastic attention to detail.
Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
I know you are.
And with a squelch, she does just that.
Blech.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ooh, the arms race. This isn't what the chapter was last time I did this route.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Good idea.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works.
And yet, here we are.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
Yeah, but for whom? Someone or something is out there pulling the strings and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that someone is us, eh? Eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Mm-hmm.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real.
Has a point.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it.
Nah, cheated.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Contrarian?
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
No, contrarian.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
I don't think so.
What if winning is the wrong move?
You'll have to ignore
It
the bot in
isn't.
the chat. I don't know
I
how to get rid of
care
it.
whether you trust me or not, but at least trust that defeating the person who has apparently killed you twice already is a good idea.
We don't trust her.
I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
There's a goddamn mirror in the way.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror.
The mirror
It
you
isn't a
keep
mirror.
insisting
You really
isn't
messed
there.
things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
We don't.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Approach.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
And we will.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Yeah, I know.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion. It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture. I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us.
Usually
Guess
paranoid
it's time for
loonies
us to
are
see her
wrong.
again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
We will not be. You don't have to lie to us.
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
And right to the feet of the razor.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's toying with us. She's acting like she already knows she's won.
Technically, yes.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
She's right.
Nothing bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real.
Is there
It's
even a
only
world
here
outside of this?
and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
She sure is.
You are going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Yeah. We're going to fight her. We're going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. Or she wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. Oh, I am, This is absolutely stupid, but I want to see what happens.
No, that's a terrible idea.
And yet,
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work.
Screw it, we've already died twice. What's a third? A third is a third. It's bad. Who cares?
Fine. You raise your blade above your head.
Oh, this is new. What are you going to do? Are you really going to stab yourself? Neat.
And then you skewer yourself.
He's so done with my
Ow.
shit. I love it.
Are we still here? Can we not actually off ourselves? Boo! Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Oh, a new one of us.
A new one of us.
I thought that only happens when we die.
Did we die?
Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right?
I'm not sure
You're on
anymore.
No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I
We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time? Dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
Too many.
This is 4.
No wonder
For this
everything's
round.
such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
We don't have time for anything.
Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Are
As long
you
as we
sure
keep
about that?
moving.
It's going to get so loud in here. How are we going to keep it all straight?
We're not.
Who cares about getting better than her? Let's do something weird. Like, really weird.
Come on, show me something new.
We're gonna surrender. Doesn't work, she kills you again and again and again. Your memory blurs as consciousness leaps from life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires. Alright. Apparently auto doesn't work here.
Point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
Yeah, I know I do.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
It doesn't.
We just have to hit her harder.
You would think.
She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Yeah, I know how this ends.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
God, you're a
She
moron.
skewers you.
You're cute.
Do you see that? We almost had her.
Did we?
That was luck. But we only have to get lucky once.
That's true.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Yeah, I'll just let myself be turned
Okay,
into a pincushion.
let's go again. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. See? We're getting better.
No, we're not.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one. None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time. That's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Mutually assured destruction. So it seems like no matter what, this,
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Ho-ho! What if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot, but I can't say I mind anymore. Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
You sure about that?
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
I will never not laugh at that one.
You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Yeah, that's how this one goes.
Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement.
Not even
where the
trained
princess
anymore.
awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
I always manage.
But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it, though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
And the narrator decides to be an ass.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine. Yes! Behold!
The perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
There's not a window in here.
That looked painful.
It did.
How is she still alive? Heart's still
Alive
beating,
is...
that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't
In a
even
way.
have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing. We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
You tried so hard. All of you, shut up.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
You too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but her blow finishes its arc. You're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again and again, you and her entering a rhythm of thought and free of self. Oh, free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound and the faster the momentum of the volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition and her strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. You approach the mirror. And as we gaze into our reflection, silence as you reach forward, they're gone. The mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. I love that there's achievements for branching paths within the same path you've taken. You've grown. That's different. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. You're not just a heart this time.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Right, what do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm gonna kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Alright, do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Alright, the goal is to get a different ending than the last one that I got. So, we could attack, but I have the feeling it's gonna end the same way, so. Quick save. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Alright, so you raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. So she has to be the one. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face. Oh, it's a pity murder.
There's nowhere for you to be but here. I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. we will meet again.
Everything goes dark. And you die. A sharp vessel. Ooh, the full razor. Ooh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You keep saying that. So,
you make your way up.
We're gonna do something a little different. We're not gonna check for pulse. We're not gonna take the blade. We're just gonna leave it and go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Skip.
The interior of the cabin.
Blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Skip.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Alright, we know how this goes.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her. You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal your... You lunge forward without a moment.
Yep. And... she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Why did you go out of auto
With your work
again?
done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
We have.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
You sure about that? I'm not sure it will.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Gaslighting me? Really? Kind of hoping I'd get a better end for saving
This
the
isn't
world.
an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
I don't think you know what happiness is.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Absolutely not. Hell no, do you have any idea how to get us out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
What choice do we have?
He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
I'm gonna. Yeah, anything to get out of this hell.
Thank you.
This is like the extreme
I
of
made
cabin
this happy
fever.
little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
There is nothing for me to do.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
There's no way
Pick up
she
the
should be
blade,
that,
stab yourself, and you die.
decomposed.
The
Good.
end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
We haven't.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Alright. We're just gonna proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat,
I
and
haven't
she will
actually
do
gotten
everything in her power
before,
to
so
stop
we're
you
gonna
from slaying her.
Right.
Don't believe a word she says.
She won't be a problem.
So you say. She won't be a problem. My ass.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm not sure it's gonna do anything.
It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Oh, but it's so important.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement groans open,
I like this
revealing
place.
an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
No snark this
Nobody's
time.
here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
We absolutely will.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Okay. She's definitely dead.
It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Alright, Scooby-Doo.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hi,
Hi,
Killer. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Love it.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
I don't think we can. We're gonna see how things play out.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
We did.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
I don't know. So... The people who wanted you dead tricked me, the enemy of my enemies, my friend.
Nobody tricked you. And the fact that the princess's spirit has risen from the dead should be more than enough evidence that she isn't exactly sweet and innocent. It's all been an act. She's pretending.
She wasn't sweet and innocent when we
I
went
wouldn't
down
say
there.
she's ever pretended to be sweet or innocent.
Well, the Razor did, but not this one.
She does have a little bit of an attitude, but I can't blame her. We did kill her after all. I wouldn't be nice to my murderer if I was killed.
Entirely reasonable.
The fact that you apparently botched the landing isn't on the me you're talking to, nor is it on any other version of me that you've encountered. You're using a lot of words to say a lot of nothing.
The enemy of my enemy.
The princess circles you again, her icy fingertips trailing up your spine, sending shivers rippling across your flesh.
Yeah, you might not want to do that too often. That might awaken something in me.
I don't want enemies. I don't want to fight. I just want to go home. Is that really so much to ask?
And just where is home, I wonder?
Not here.
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Yeah, but... So, let's see. You can go through walls, can't you just leave on your own?
I wish that's how it worked, but this place won't let me go. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything would be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things.
That is true.
That'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
I do.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
Oh, I like this route.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Alright. So... before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. I was told you would end the world.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over.
She is literally a ghost.
She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters. Let's try not to let emotion get the better of it.
I'm not cold, I'm just dumb. I'm a big, dumb, stupid idiot.
Oh, cut it out. You don't need to be so pathetic.
But I kind of am.
Ugh, sure. Did that make you feel better?
Does it ever? Alright, we're just gonna leave it at that. So... yeah. Let's get you out.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
Hi.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest,
I
a
love the
freezing
blurry
numbness
gaze
flowing
effect.
out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
We committed.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
Just go limp.
You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yeah, basically.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Glass.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me, is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you exist, though?
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
You see what I gotta put up with, Princess?
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
Not a bit.
No, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So,
Ass.
you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
And yet,
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
you're surprisingly sweet, despite the
This
fact
is
that I killed you.
infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
No, we're leaving.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere,
I
doesn't
love
it?
how each of these
And if it's
voices get
somewhere,
little
then it's
nuggets of
part
wisdom.
the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
You have a point.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
As long as you're able.
It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
Oh, good.
And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
I'm not gonna.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You can care a little.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
Yeah, he kind of
What
did.
about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You lasted longer than I thought you would. Hitchhiker. You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you. Am I not flat on my back?
Anna, you actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Philip.
Don't mention
I think this is where I meant to be.
That was awful close. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Every time.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Don't worry about it. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. And what do we got? Come on, man. Goopy. Withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed. You are at the cabin. Approach.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Mayhaps. I'm ready.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark. And you die. An evanescent vessel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
How do I get the
is a
witch
cabin.
and the beast?
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We're just gonna silently continue while I think of what to do.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Yep. Alright. This time, we're gonna leave the
The
knife.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a...
Yep. Enter.
door to the basement creaks open.
Yep. Just continue.
Good. You're still listening to...
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you. Thank you.
She gets to be sweet this
You're
time,
making
but I'm
a
gonna
huge mistake.
totally fuck that up.
You're doing the right thing.
You say that now.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
I don't.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
It was just a knife.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Alright, so do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
No.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Yeah, maybe.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
No, just our stupid fate.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Yeah.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She
Nom
barely
nom.
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Alright.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
There's two routes that this can go, so we're gonna save an empty slot. Oh yeah, this this escalates to so many points. By the way, welcome, Mercurius. It's nice to see you. So, what do you think I should do? Should I save her or should I slay her? The intention was to quote-unquote save her, then stab her in the back, so I get the voice of the opportunist, and I don't know what route that leads to. I'll give you a minute. I really need to add my little sip PNG. Save her this time, go from there.
Fine.
He's so done with my shit. I
Against
love
your
him.
better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Oh,
The blade is
there's
sharp,
likely a
and
lot
it
of
takes little
lag.
effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Her limb falls to the ground. and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
She did not.
No, she didn't.
So I'm more curious, how much do you know about
Slay
Slay the
as her
Princess?
gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
So we're gonna approach the locked door because it's the only option.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
The razor?
Watch me.
The razor's a fun one.
What are you doing?
Alright, so we're not going to be able to stab her in the back this time because I chose the sweet and innocent one. So we're just going to see what happens because I don't remember how to get any of the routes.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
On this route, yes.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
Clearly not.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
I think this is the way to either the beast
If we're lucky,
or
the
the
wound
witch.
you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
This feels kind of like a beast route.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh no, it's the witch. I was hoping to get this one.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So I already slew the princess. Sure, she killed me, but I definitely got her. I don't think I killed her fully, so she's gonna kill me again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
What are you puffing me up
If he
for?
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant.
Oh,
We need to keep our
opportunist is the
cards
witch.
close
Good
to our
to know.
chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
It sure is.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
We're just gonna proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie She will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Can he, though?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Literally the only
The
time we
blade
haven't
is
called
your
this a
implement.
table or an altar.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright. He never says anything about the mirror. So we're just gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the shelf.
The mirror will be
It would be
relevant
difficult
later.
to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
You get a point.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Alright, so we're just gonna enter.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Probably. We're saying nothing.
Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
No, she don't.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
I'm still gonna.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
Is he, though?
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
She's a witch.
So, we've dropped the pretenses.
Little kitty mouth.
Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
Sims is really great at snarking
Just
against
focus on
himself.
the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
I don't think I will.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I love it when she comments on us just kind of staring because we're listening to the voices in our head bicker. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Yeah, the benefit is I don't fucking die this time. So, let's see. Obviously, if I give her the blade, it's not going to end well for me, so we gotta get you out of here somehow, right?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh, nice.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little...
She gonna
A
rush
woman
me?
after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
Will you shut up?
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I'm not gonna. Alright, so... That's a lot of words. Let's see. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
She's gonna stab me in the back, but... we're leaving.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
Probably the smart thing.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
I'm a
And if it
quick
doesn't
save.
matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
She might.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
I'm still gonna. Alright. So, I'm gonna quick save again, and we're stepping onto the stairs first.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Why isn't walking backwards
You
an
step
option?
onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The
princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
This one's tense.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. You want us to turn around and kill her.
He does.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
Eh.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
What did I just say?
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
But
the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and, in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Squelch.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you?
Why did you just say that? I think we know why.
Yep.
You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
Whoa.
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself.
I like that this
She
achievement was
grins
called
as you
the
continue
frog.
to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up.
Wait, why won't we be getting up?
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several.
You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
It's what I would have done.
Yeah, but you're kind of an
Have
asshole.
you considered not being like that?
Of course not.
It's what keeps us alive.
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
I did know it was coming, but you know, I'm just not gonna say anything. I deserve
Our
this.
very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned where she'd turn her back on us and I'd say, "Now stab her in the back! Do it now!"
You asshole.
And then you'd say something like, "Wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us." And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell us your plan before we agreed to go first? Because then you'd have had to lie to her, and you're a terrible liar. That's not... Okay, that's actually a good point. It would have been a good point if it had actually worked, but it didn't work, did it?
No.
Well, it's not my fault that nobody listened to me.
It's your fault for not speaking the fuck up.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here?
Yeah, we're kind of fucked.
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. World could be saved after all.
I don't think it was.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Mayhaps.
Is that really what's going to happen?
Oh.
Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
I thought this was going to lead into another
Something
chapter.
strange is twisting this place out of shape.
Yup. Sure is.
I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
You are. Bye. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No.
And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I told you to come back, so we're just gonna approach. You approach the mirror. Gaze into my reflection. You're gone once again. You need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed. You are at the cabin. And we approach.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Alright. How many vessels do you need?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Alright, so I'm ready.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Crunch. Everything goes dark, and you die. Again. An untrusting vessel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, so do I get some sort of reward for doing
Yes,
this?
but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
And can someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Let's see. I'm not doing
Are you
this.
serious? No, you have to do it.
Look, I'll go to the cabin and talk to her.
Then I guess
Maybe
we'll
I'll
just
slay her.
have to see what happens.
Not
But
committing.
a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Mayhap.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
I'm gonna.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. you'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Alright. We're gonna take the blade, which will make her stern. We're gonna cut her out of there. And then if we, or if we wait until she's... God, I don't know. I don't know. If I wait till she's gnawing off her arm, that might get me a new route.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
He could so easily become
Don't let it
smitten.
fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see it through. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot right.
Begging you.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Yeah, about that. I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
That's the plan.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Probably.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yeah. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
We're gonna have to, they're welded.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Like, I don't know why she
If
asks
we
for a
were
key every
stuck
time.
down
There
here
is
long enough,
no
I'm
key
sure
on this
we'd be
chain.
nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Yep.
Is someone else here?
Alright. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Alright. Returned.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
There might even be routes I don't know about.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They sure did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Fight.
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
No, this time we're gonna strike.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh yeah. The sound design in this is fantastic. The voice acting, top notch. Apparently they got Nicole Goodnight from her stream of Scarlet Hollow, which I've only played the first chapter. Amazing, by the same company. And Sims was chosen because he's the Magnus Arcus. Who would do this better? Absolutely nobody. Oh, I don't even get a choice to slay the princess this time. I have to save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her
Gross.
limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
And you're so bitter about
She
that.
smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
I don't think she is.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Alright, instead of trying to slay this time, we have to warn.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Alright, if we resist, she's gonna kill me, and I'm probably gonna end up on Damsel
The
route.
blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance,
But it's not giving me
Princess
the
takes a
option to
cautious
slay her.
step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. she sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Yeah, this is definitely damsel route.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
There's at least 3 routes. I haven't
With
been able to
one last
get to.
thrust of the knife,
So that
your
means I'm
legs
gonna have to
give
do
out
this.
beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Yeah, it kinda has to.
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
She's so
As
uwu.
much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Bleh. Yep, called it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
Okay. Let's see. I died. What am I doing
I can
here?
assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
The funniest one.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the 4 of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Yeah, probably.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
We're proceeding.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
How does anyone get anything done like this?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And we are going to ignore
The
that
blade
completely.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Moron.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Many times.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
There's at least 5 worlds that have been damned to oblivion.
What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We're not gonna.
Damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
And my job is to get her out of here. See, I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
I don't want to.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
I can and I will.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
No, you're not.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
And it's suspicious
You're
as
right,
hell.
It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I'm just gonna free her until it bites me in the ass.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
He would.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and
even more
gently
uwu.
slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. Oh, come
believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Alright, we leave.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually.
You'd like to think that.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Hero's been quite reasonable, actually.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move.
It sure is.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I know. But I'm gonna
I'm just along
because
for
it
the ride
annoys
at
you.
this point.
Alright, so I think I've got this.
Okay. Yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one. You and the princess make your way upstairs and... The blade, that's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I don't think I'm gonna.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Good.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
He gone.
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Oh, of course you were.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
No, sweetie, no, it's not. Something else is going on
Quick,
here.
our feathers, pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
You don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory, return.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. If we just sit here and preen for a while, that can't hurt, right?
We'll see you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
And we approach. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. It can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So... I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
You said she contains death. What is she?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existence any better than death, or different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Delusional.
I'm only delusional if I'm wrong. And I'm not wrong. I can't be wrong.
Why did you make her a princess?
I didn't make her a princess, but I wove the idea of her into something your scattered mind could fathom. You chose for that something to be a princess.
Let's see. I chose to make her a princess. Why couldn't I have made things easier on myself and pick something small and weak like an ant or a slice of bread?
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you? Whatever you viewed her as needed to map on some level to what she was. You couldn't just pick something arbitrary and beneath you. I don't know why you settled on a princess specifically, but clearly a princess is what you wanted. Maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come. I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try and anthropomorphize you like this.
Alright. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Run out of questions. Rest easy. I'm gonna destroy her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time's up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. You are the long quiet, the vast and nascent God, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Did you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick save, and even though I chose the option to lie to him, I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point.
I know, and I've been waiting for you to see it through. Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
Hi, Miss Damsel.
Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever, consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I'm remaining silent.
But you say nothing. A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move and yet we both don't, for each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
There are no endings, there are no limits. If there's no limits, then there's no difference between growth and decay.
Meaning lies in experience, and experience lies in contrast. Abandoning one's search is not the same as losing the capacity to discover. I am contrast itself. To reject me is to reject the shape of everything. Do not use words to reduce that which your eyes know to be irreducible.
Hi, Spectre.
A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
Without redemption, there can be no sin.
And without contrast, there can be nothing at all. A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality, and you used it to rise above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
And if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning.
And even then, what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb.
As the clash between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Are you still committed to my destruction, or has your resolve started to waver? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it.
To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Alright. So, let me see. So I know this is gonna lead to like a. They said that there's technically no bad endings, but I was told there was enough of you in me to preserve meaning in existence. I'm going to trust that's true.
Then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
You don't have to face her alone.
Hello? Hi? What are you doing here? I thought you died.
I don't think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Then let's go.
Oh, hi.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place.
So you're back too.
Oh, you made it here too? We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
Is it just the three of us? Did anyone else make it?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
I'm gonna take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more things we can do, right? So, you're not going to suggest we throw it out the window? No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so there's no one left to mess with but ourselves.
That's the point.
You've gotten serious. Besides, what's the third beat? It isn't funny if I suggest that twice, especially since you never took me up on it last time. There's the guy I know.
Alright. So, we're just gonna enter.
Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice? Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time. Let's talk one last time before you kill us, if that's still what you want to do.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together. And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
No, we should not.
That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Even after everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still want to kill us.
the Echo really got his hooks into you. Unless you have your own reasons for wanting us dead?
The answer is I want to see what happens, so sit with first. Like, are you the same as you are out there?
Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. A big wave of unyielding change crashing against the world. But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our instincts still trying to pull us in different directions.
That's kind of like us, isn't it? Yeah, we really are the same.
I don't want to be a god.
Hard agree. Seems overrated. Too much pressure.
But that's what you've always been. Even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are. And neither can we. So, you might as well embrace it.
I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what the other options are.
Then don't slay us. Maybe there never even has to be an ending. The way it all works seems to be based on you. If you believe we can do something, then we can do it. So believe that we can put it all back. Believe we can fix this place. And believe we can make us all forget. Believe we can send us all back to the beginning, before anyone woke up, before the truth consumed us.
Can they really do that? Are you sure that's what you want? Why wouldn't it be what we want? Especially if it brings him back. We can't keep going without a nemesis.
You dick. This is sad. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. Because we gotta get a Slay the Princess ending.
There's no need to apologize. We are what we are, and this is in your nature. Even through everything, through all the worlds we've seen and experienced, through all the lives we've known and lost, we could never imagine a world without you and us. It doesn't feel possible. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret what comes next.
You blink. The princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Truly the end of everything. The tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carried a part of what should be you. Things won't now be as they were then, but they aren't nothing either.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
She's not. A small part of her is with
Is that
us.
a metaphor, or are you being literal? Doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
Hero's literally
That's
the only one
right.
with sense.
We've got a whole world to see.
I'm not sure we do. You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here. Yeah, there's not a lot for us to do, is there?
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas, but there's even more for you to see beyond this place. Fruits of your labor, a world free from death. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. Feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled, bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. Push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
Come on now. It shouldn't be that hard to break out of here. We're some sort of god, aren't we? He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. Whoa. And then the shattering. You are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. There will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here. I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination. We really did win, didn't we?
If you want to call
We're
this
the
winning.
house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there. Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him? The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now.
God, I can't believe I have to listen to
I
this
hope
for
this
eternity.
was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
I'm sure you are.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it. Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better. Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all again. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah? Yeah, we can do that.
I'm already sick of all of you. A new and unending dawn for slaying the princess. All the Patreon alpha testers. Mainly Badass Hero is how I found out about this game. Our song. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. So we're gonna return to main menu. So that was interesting. I like the other ending better. Like, not just because I'm a hopeless romantic, but I don't know. It just seems like that wasn't a great ending. Of course, that's my perspective. And also, I don't want to be trapped in my own head with 12 voices that sound exactly like me for eternity. That just... that literally just sounds like I made my own hell. But yeah, that was another run on Slay the Princess. I don't really want to look up how to get the other routes, but I do want to see how to get there and what we can do to change the princess. So far, we are still missing the beast. We did the Razor, we did the Witch, Tower, Damsel, we did Damsel twice, we did Razor twice. We did Adversary once, which apparently there's a lot more to go on with the Adversary. So I will just have to explore all of those routes later. This has been fun. I can't wait to see you all in the next stream. I don't know when that's going to be quite yet. Tomorrow I should be getting a new microphone that is not as ass as this one is. This one is some nameless brand, but it fits into a boom arm. The next one that's coming supposedly tomorrow is Blue Yeti, and we're going to test that out. We're going to see how that does. Assuming I wake up early enough. Yeah, this has been fun. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for the follows. I'm just going to keep rambling, aren't I? But yeah, I will see if there's a path that I can get that has got different ones I haven't explored as of yet. Because I know there's still the Nightmare, I know there's still the Beast. And I'm not exactly sure how many routes there are. Oh yeah, this is a super fun game. I absolutely recommend it. I think it's still discounted because it just released on Monday. Black Tabby games are fantastic at horror visual novels. Cannot recommend it enough. Next time I'm probably going to stream Scarlet Hollow either tomorrow or one of the weekend days, probably Friday or Saturday. But anyway, thank you all for stopping in. Bye!